Yeah, 50 other section full of highs. Is you goody? Is you not? If you shut down the crib like it's hot. Okay, ladies, if you bad, then you know it's something you love. If you got it on, you bend it over, shake your butt. If you move it up, we beat his ass, stomp him up. It ain't but a thing, so it's going out the club. Brother, man, you know I have to go on stage. I'm on way like I'm Big C.
I was playing Bad Bunny new album, but you already know they're gonna ask that. I can't do that. It's Freaky Friday. We in the building. We got Mary, we got Jenny, we got Distracted Garden, we got Queen Fritza, we got my boy Mick in the building. You know what I'm saying? We vibing out. Yeah. And it's a good day. It is a good day. I'm gonna be on the power panel this evening. On the second hour, we got Mike Nice in the building. I'm gonna be on the power panel this evening for the second hour. So check me out. And I got to do some laundry today. So shortly after this stream, I'm finna go and do some laundry because I need to. You know what I'm saying? Like when you just get down to your last, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And I got to do what I got to do. So let's go ahead and put on our designated house track. You know what I'm saying? And hit this. You smashed the workout today? Okay, good. We got my boy Luke in the building. Hello. Yes, I don't know who I'm going to be on there with yet, but we will find out. 7 p.m. Eastern time, baby. We going to be live. And we got a bit of things to talk about today. We made it through another week, man. We made it through another week, and I appreciate all of y'all for joining me. I appreciate all of y'all for rocking with me, for giving me the encouragement that I need, because it is very, very much needed. We're going to have that first newsletter go out on Sunday, so if you haven't sent me your contact info, please do so for the members. We're going to keep things rolling. I'm so busy, man, but a good busy. A productive busy. In 2024, I'm definitely going to end up getting some assistants. I'll get an editor. Next year, I'm definitely going to, yeah, you think I should wear a blazer today? We'll see what's up. We'll see what's up. We'll see how I'm feeling when it comes time. I'm going to have a lot more clean clothes when the time comes, so we'll see what's good. But yes, man, I'm so busy, but productive busy. Next year, I'm going to get an editor and somebody to help with administrative stuff. Those two will go a very, very long way. You know what I'm saying? Well, I hope that you feeling better today, Twin Dragon. I certainly hope that you feeling better than you were. Because I had the Rona when I was coming back. When I was coming back from St. Louis, I had the Rona when I was there, but it didn't really hit me that bad, which I suppose I'm very lucky about. But yes, everybody. Get your lighters ready. Oh, you commando style today. Okay, you're gonna do your commando thing today. No, I didn't get I haven't gotten a pen. I guess maybe they're available in the store, but no, I haven't gotten a pen yet. Here we go. Let's hit this and then get into it. Thank you, Jenny. I'm glad that you appreciated my button up because I like it too. That's one of my favorite shirts. I haven't worn it in a long time. But the weather's cooling off outside. And so that means that men's fashion is just becoming a bit better. Indeed, it is. Let's see what we're gonna start with today. Um, yeah. Maggie Haberman notes praise for Biden, not Trump, from Jewish Republican group. Now, keep this in mind, guys. And as I'm sure you've already thought, already noticed, already seen. Yes, indeed, I agree. Fall is definitely the best time for fashion because you can wear clothes. You know what I'm saying? It's not too hot, it's not too cold, especially men's fashion. Women have better fashion in the summertime, in my opinion. Because I mean, guys, like in the summer, I just wear tank tops and shorts. That's pretty much all I wear. But when it cools off, I get a lot more formal. Okay, so again, keep this in mind, y'all, because no matter how you feel about the conflict in Israel, no matter if it doesn't matter what your stance is, there's a huge difference between the way that Biden is handling this and the way that Donald Trump is handling it. The things Biden is saying and doing versus the things that Donald Trump is saying and doing. And oh, you in New Jersey? Oh yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's nice. It's 60 degrees in New Jersey right now. But yeah, this you got to keep in mind Republicans are very pro-Israel. So the more Donald Trump does these little types of things, the worse his chances get for 2024. New York Times correspondent and CNN analyst Maggie Haberman noted praise for President Joe Biden, not ex President Donald Trump, from the Republican Jewish coalition over his support for Israel since the coordinated terrorist assault by Hamas and the violence that has followed. While critics of the president have not been shy about attacking him over the attacks, current and former Israeli officials have offered profuse expressions of gratitude for the support Biden has given, both in the four sets of remarks he has given on the violence since Saturday and in his engagement behind the scenes. Trump, meanwhile, lashed out at Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and praised Hezbollah as very smart. And again, like, bro, like, and I've been, well, I don't know if surprised is the best word for it, but I've definitely just been really taking note. Um, really taking note of what was I gonna say? My bad. I was reading the text. I was looking at a text. Um anyway, let's get to the quotes. Of note, quote, this will sound surprising, but by and large, the president has shown tremendous support, unwavering support for Israel at a critical time, said Matt Brooks, head of the Republican Jewish coalition, speaking not of Trump, but of President Biden. Haberman shared a link to an article by Jonathan Weissman and Lisa Learer entitled Israeli Billboards Thanking the U.S. have a new face on them, Biden's. Quote, this will sound surprising, but by and large, the president has shown tremendous support, unwavering support for Israel at a critical time, said Matt Brooks. Okay, we just read that first part. Quote, um, can we quibble on aspects of policy differences over Iran's complicity, for instance? Sure. But by and large, the American people and the international community have seen a president who has stood shoulder to shoulder with Israel. No less than Mr. Trump's hawkish former ambassador to Israel, David M. Friedman, wrote online that while he remained a critic of the Biden administration, the moral, tactical, diplomatic, and military support that it has provided Israel over the past few days has been exceptional. Again, man, this matters, bro. Like all of this matters for Donald Trump's reelection. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Mary, I think that I think he's just lost it. I think there's too much going on in his mind. Um, he just Donald Trump he's look. I mean, he's worried about going to prison. That's what he's worried about. That's why he's running for reelection. That's practically what it's all about. On top of the fact, again, he doesn't have any real political aspirations. What he said about Bibi was just some petty personal BS. He's in the process of losing everything, basically. and he still has to, face those other trials with the federal indictment. So it's just like, like, I mean, and he's still got over a year left of this. All right, we got Vivek. We got Vivek. Yeah, he does, but and Trump does do that. Like, he's smart, he's smart. He's really smart. They don't like when I say this, but he's really smart. Okay, Vivek. For years, Sean Hannity has railed against fake news. I guess he's become it. My comments about lobbyists were about Azerbaijan, not Israel. This interview was sponsored by Nikki Haley.
Where if your campaign is principally being run by super PACs, people who can give unlimited amounts of money to your campaign, I don't think that befits the Republican Party. I think we need to be better than that. So, Sean, you and I may have a different view on that. But my view is, if you're making money off your time in government, then I don't think you're fit to be president of the United States. Well, more importantly, though, what's our policy? Stand with our allies while avoiding World War III. And that's where I'm at.
A lot of people don't think you're qualified because you weren't even a Republican or voting Republican until what, 2020?
Well, Sean, I think it depends on what your objectives with this interview are. I voted Libertarian in my first election. I voted Republican in 2020. You're right. I'm not a partisan hack. I come in from the outside.
Forgive you for your screw-up.
I'm an independent-minded patriot who speaks the truth.
It sounds to me like you just want to jump from the private sector yourself, where you made a lot of money. By the way, I applaud capitalism. I applaud successful people.
Sean, I applaud you for being so transparent about your objectives.
I actually think that people work in the defense of our country, in the defense industry, are playing a vital role for the cause of freedom. So I don't really call it a corrupting influence or suggest that somehow that's a corrupting influence. I actually like the experience that goes along with working for defense contractors. But I've got to listen.
One of the things I loved about that interview with Tucker, was we were actually able to have a thoughtful conversation and go deep into issues rather than this kind of political gotcha.
The point is this.
Good. You go
on these interviews. Yeah, I have nothing but nice things to say. But here's your problem.
People should watch it.
You go on these shows, people quote your exact words, and you deny your own words. And I'm saying, if you're going to be a presidential candidate, and you're going to spend, I'm going to give you your exact words, either own it or
you have been sitting here for years talking about the fake news.
Yo, Sean Hannity did flip the script. Well, Sean Hannity never really took Vivek seriously, nor did anyone else. I mean, let's be serious. But he flipped it on RFK, because now RFK Jr., he running for, he's running in the independent party. He's like, oh, that could siphon some stuff away from MAGA. Time to turn up the heat.
News media.
Did you play this all the time?
I'm enjoying this. You have been laughing about the fake news media how many times for the last several years, and now you're buying the mainstream media narrative when you know how corrupt it is.
I am following you. I am quoting your exact words.
Are a problem.
Did I not quote your exact words?
About Azerbaijan and Armenia.
Did I not quote your exact words? Did I quote your exact words?
And Armenia? Absolutely.
Thank you.
About Azerbaijan, yes,
you did. Time to go.
About a different topic, Azerbaijan, where people should actually get their own information rather than filter through central.
Yo, they going crazy. They going crazy. We got some news from the what's it called? The Union Coalition strike with Kaiser. So I'll check that out in a minute. But again, it's just been a few videos, and the reason I pause is because it's really been amazing to see Donald Trump screw himself. Like, he's beating himself. Like, that's literally what's going on. That's how this is going down. He's beating himself. And listen to how Republicans are talking about him in some of these interviews. Like, if they keep on pressing this, again, it's going to shave away opportunity, because the United States is very, very pro-Israel. And there's a way to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to talk about the nuances, of course, but Donald Trump isn't going to do that. And he criticized Netanyahu. That's not going to go away. And then he said Hezbollah is really smart. Was he just going to flip the script now? Like, people aren't going to, like, the United States isn't going to shift its stance. Like, he may have good political instincts, but they ain't better than yours, and they ain't no better than mine. Donald Trump, like he's a one-trick pony. You know what I'm saying? Like, he won in 2016. He ran a decent campaign, but ever since then, he's just been, you feel me? Like, just loss after loss. He lost in 2020. You know, his candidates lost overwhelmingly, the ones that he endorsed. And now it's just crazy. Look, man, at the end of the day, Donald Trump is just a man. And again, he's beating himself. He's not losing to the Democrats per se. He's losing to himself because he's an idiot. But look at this tone, man. This tone shift is real.
Ask you about the former president's comments. He gave this speech. You heard him. Bibi Netanyahu let us down. He at some point said Hezbollah, they're very smart. In Axios had a quote about Trump and the Israeli prime minister. He said the first person that congratulated Biden, this is Trump talking, was Bibi Netanyahu, the man I did more for than any other person I dealt with. Bibi could have stayed quiet. He has made a terrible mistake. I have spoken to him since. Expletive him. Do you think this is personal for the former president? What do you make of these comments yesterday?
Look, I don't know about these comments because the one thing I've witnessed...
Well, you just heard them.
I know, I just heard them, but I've witnessed these two men together. Think about what President Trump accomplished. The Abraham Accords, something we haven't seen in years.
I get all of that, but what about the comments this week, this
Look,
time, at this moment?
Those comments are not the comments that I've seen him with Bibi. And I've been with the prime minister many times. I've been with President Trump. I've been with them together. They have a bond together. So I don't think that is a normal thing what President Trump would say about it.
He hasn't talked to him since the election. My point is, at this moment, when Israel's going through what it's going through, does this factor in from the former president?
I think at this moment, everybody has to be united. The world is much different than we look. And it's not just Israel that we're looking at. Remember, this looks a lot like the 1930s. You have this axis of evil, these powers. Iran, Russia, and China. This is a much different world than when President Trump was in. Now we have war in Ukraine, we have war in Israel, we have embassies, 5 embassies we had to evacuate, we've got a wide open border, we've got inflation. I mean, this administration has made America weaker and had made our adversaries stronger and bounded them together.
This is the former president.
Kevin McCarthy, bro. He's so ridiculous.
And before I let you go, I want to ask about something the new.
This was older. I don't know what that's from. But no, because Trump went on some damage control from the stuff that he said. We gonna look into that. He no better friend or ally of Israel. I guess he realized it but that's the thing about Trump. It's like he can't help himself, man. He just can't do it. We're gonna go to another. Hold on, let me see. Okay, so we're gonna talk a little bit more about the speakership. I'm sending a text right now, so we're gonna watch this while I finish this up. Fox's Bear reports he's hearing crazy things on the Hill amid speakership fight.
Let's talk about this hunt for a speaker.
Like, if Joe Biden just, only looks old by November, but Donald Trump is just a total ridiculous, unbelievable disaster with over a year left. But I mean, being old really isn't going to be that big of a deal because both them motherfuckers is old. Let's be serious. Both them motherfuckers old.
I've talked to a lot of people up there, private conversations on background. A number of them told me crazy things, saying that probably Jesus of Nazareth could not get 217 votes right now.
I only came a few votes.
Well, yeah. What's happening here? Is this particular conference governable? Can you get to 217 for anybody?
It's tough right now. Look, it took me 15 rounds to get there. I thought that would have worn people out. Look at what we were able to accomplish in those 9 months. Even when you came to the debt ceiling, the biggest cut in American history, work requirements. We did.
My bad. I think that was I guess somewhat of the same one. We
did border security bill. We made us energy independent. We did the Parents' Bill of Rights. We were very successful, but unfortunately, 8 members, not from a conservative basis, joined all the Democrats for their own personal belief that put us into this mess, that really put a challenge. And now it's very difficult to get to 217.
So how many times should Scalise be put up for a vote? I mean, should there be a limit? Should they go on to somebody else? Or you've said you don't want your name in nomination. Are you still hoping that they come back around?
Look, Steve is the nominee. He's got an uphill battle to go. His number was much lower coming out of the conference. If you take the 3 delegates out, he didn't have the majority there. So it's going to be difficult for him, though. But I don't think he can make those many rounds, but it's up to him of whether he wants to bring it to the floor or not. But a decision has to be made soon because we can't go. Look, after 9/11, they had a new procedure, so I was able to appoint a Speaker pro tem, so you have the continuity of government. He should be able to keep government working. Congress should still.
Hey, look, hey, how long do y'all think it's gonna take for a new speaker to be selected? Because I really don't know. Because look, listen. I mean, for the Democrats, let's be serious. Unless there's some real important reason why it should be otherwise, the Democrats should just vote no on every single last person the Republicans put up. I mean, y'all look, it's like, okay, Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Nancy Mace, you know, the couple of the other ones. Y'all got on board and got rid of Kevin McCarthy. It didn't have to be that way. You didn't have to have this vote at all. You didn't even have to do this, but you did. So now we're not gonna let none of you motherfuckers be Speaker of the House. We'll let Hakeem Jeffries do it. And again, I'm not saying that that's who I would prefer to be Speaker of the House, but politically speaking, strategically speaking, shit, just kick your feet up and say, no. We'll put one of ours up there. Imagine how big of a blow that would be to the brand if a Democrat was Speaker of the House when there was a majority of Republicans. I mean, but you see what I'm saying? Like, honestly, yeah, he did remove himself. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, him getting out of that seat, honestly, was a really, really bad move for Republicans. Because again, what reason do Democrats have to let any of these people be speaker? I can't, at least maybe for any time soon. I can't think of one in particular. You know what I'm saying? But
still be able to work.
So you think they should empower Patrick?
Steve Scalise's like, nah, Jim Jordan, and now again, all his history, his dark history's coming back up. Yeah, this could take a while because again, like I said, why should Democrats say yes to any of these people? It may be, yeah, man. I don't even know what to say. It may be weeks, it may be months. Who knows, man? But all I do know is that the Republican Party is defeating itself. They're defeating themselves. You know, sure, because again, sure, like, you know, the Biden administration has done some good things tangibly that you can point to, like, you know, in terms of basically giving workers the right to unionize. The National Labor Board of Unions basically giving people the right to unionize. If you try to unionize and your employer says no, you're instantly recognized. You know, the CHIPS Act, bringing more jobs on shore. But again, that isn't like transformative to the point to where like any and everybody would know. So for instance, like if Joe Biden were to do something like, if his administration were to like legalize, like federally legalize marijuana, everybody, that would be something that would be like a stamp. That would just, you see what I'm saying? That would just annihilate the Republicans in and of itself. Or if he were to do something like greatly expand Medicare, or forgive everyone's student debt, then like that would be something that would just be so big that but that's not what's happening. It's just that the Republican Party is so damn ridiculous. They're collapsing so unbelievably in front of everyone's eyes that it's just like, people ain't that stupid. They're really not that stupid. I mean, look, listen, America is a crazy country. And yeah, we got a lot of crazy, stupid motherfuckers here, but you got to be able to function at least. And if these motherfuckers can't function at all, get out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. No, bro. Until the Republican Party can at least function, they're done. People aren't that stupid. We got some stupid motherfuckers in this country, but they ain't that damn stupid. Like, you know, I still have a bit more faith in people than that. Now, let's see what's up. But yeah, but again, I think it's important for us to just take advantage of this too. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get as many progressives in office as we can, because there's so much opportunity to, because the Republican Party is so unbelievably ridiculous. You know, so let's do what we got to do. Bunch of idiots. Republican congressman goes off on House GOP over speakership chaos.
District like yours at risk?
Yeah, it does. These guys want to be in the minority. That's exact. I think they would prefer that because they can just vote no and yell and scream all the time.
Oh, we got my boy Mavine. What's good? Man, that's my brother, man. What's good with you, my brother? Yo, me and Mavine grew up together. Unless you somebody different, which I don't think so, because I only met one Mavine Green in my life, man. This brother, yo, I ain't gonna tell your whole life story, but man, this man is definitely an inspiration. He done turned his life around in ways that he didn't have to. You feel me? Like the brother got a PhD, a beautiful wife, a child. I'm proud of you, man, and definitely looking forward to seeing you again. It's good to have you in here. But yeah, me and Mavine have known each other since we was in diapers, pretty much. As far back as I can think, me and Mavine have known each other. But yeah, man, it's good to have you in here, man. Hell yeah, hell yeah. See, I do it. See, I only knew one Mavine. Yeah, that's Mavine is literally my oldest friend. My oldest friend that I've ever had. Good, man. Shit, that just made my Friday even better. Yeah, man, we jamming today. We just rolling through things.
And but governing, you gotta work together.
It's a tough scenario, but there are people in there that are honorably trying to get to the right place, and then there are people in there, as you know, that like to go on the TV and are not necessarily negotiating for anything other than TV time.
How does that make you guys look?
Makes us look like a bunch of idiots.
Our Republicans will meet again on Friday morning at 10 a.m. to try to figure out their way forward. Jim Jordan, the House Judiciary Committee chairman, is expected to announce his bid for the speakership. Other candidates may yet emerge, but Jordan is no sure bet. In fact, a number of Republicans are telling me that they are not on board with Jordan's more conservative politics. So can he get 217 votes? Will another speaker candidate emerge, or will this?
Hell nah, man. Keep saying no to all of these motherfuckers, man. Every single person that come up, nope, 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 and don't let up until it's time to let up. You feel me? Let up. This is what they should let up when it's like, okay, look, we'll have mercy on you. We'll have mercy on y'all, and we'll let you have a speaker. Bro. I mean, I've never seen the Republican Party this week. I've never seen them this week because, again, at the end of the day, you have to be able to function, and they're not functioning.
Crisis persist, and if it does, then that essentially means no legislation can be acted upon, whether it's about Israel aid, avoiding a government shutdown, or trying to provide aid to Ukraine. None of that can happen unless there is a speaker elected. There's some talk about elevating the interim speaker, Patrick McHenry, giving him new power, but at the moment that is not happening as Republicans are still grappling with their way forward in this.
Oh yeah, Fragment, you overseas, ain't you? Yeah, I think you overseas, ain't you? Yeah, we say motherfucker a lot, and it's definitely one of my favorite phrases personally. I don't know how I came about saying it, but I can't stop now. You know what I mean? All right, now let's see what's up. Hold up. I think we already watched this one. Yeah, okay. So let's see what's up with these union updates. And we'll continue to see more strikes. We need to have more strikes. We need a bigger general strike. But there's just there's a lot of opportunity. And again, not even just like specifically on a federal level or anything like that. There's so much opportunity right in all of our backyards and all of our communities to really step up and be leaders. Because look, like I'm 31 years old now, like, and a lot of people in this community are older, more established professionals of various sorts. But now that I'm 31, I'm coming into a stage. It's like, oh, now like I'm a grown man for real now. Like I got some say so. I got some experience. You know what I'm saying? Like I can stand up and I can fight for other people. I can lead other. Like you kind of like you coming into that part of our lives where it's like it's my turn. Because now I'm at a point where I don't really want to point the finger too much. You got to point the finger to hold people accountable. But outside of that, what are we doing about it? What are you doing about it? If you aren't participating in politics in some type of way, and again, that could literally just be volunteering at an after school program or something, then what are you doing? Kaiser reaches tentative deal with union coalition, averting more strikes. Union leaders representing tens of thousands of Kaiser Permanente healthcare workers said on Friday morning that they'd reached a tentative labor agreement with the health system. The tentative deal averts another strike by Kaiser workers. Their 3-day work stoppage earlier this month, was the largest ever in the U.S. healthcare industry. Yo, that's how important. Yo, that says so much. That's how important workers really are. You know, industries are always changing, but healthcare workers are so important. In 3 days, they was like, all right, bet. Like, let's do it. But nah, that says a lot, man. That says a lot. Hold on. Israeli for yeah, I just got a breaking news. Yeah, it's looking like I mentioned it yesterday, and again, I'll start talking about it more next week because again, the way I'd like to talk about it on this channel, so that y'all can just have useful information. But it's looking like Israel is just about to take what's left of Palestinian territory. Unfortunately, that's what it's looking like. But again, I'll talk more about it starting next week. Both the coalition of Kaiser Permanente unions and the company thanked acting U.S. Labor Secretary Julie Su for her involvement in reaching the tentative agreement. But yeah, no, I mean, it's such a mess over there right now. It really is such a mess. But just like the situation exploded so much that there's opportunity to take. That's how war goes. It's yeah, war is just an ugly thing that's a part of what we do to each other. War is just terrible. About 75,000 employees at one of the nation's leading nonprofit healthcare systems went on strike from October 4th through the 6th. The strike included professionals across fields, including nurses, radiologists, ultrasound sonographers, home health aides, and pharmacists. The union coalition said earlier this month it would only accept a unified wage across all of Kaiser's regions, which includes 8 states and Washington, D.C. The coalition was seeking protections against a widespread staffing shortage that it said creates unsafe conditions for patients. The staffing levels, quote, can lead to dangerously long wait times, mistaken diagnosis, and neglect, the coalition said in an earlier statement. A potential work stoppage was on the union's radar from November 1st through 8th, likely avoided with a new contract. Yeah, man, we're going to continue to see so many more strikes because they work. Because they work. You know what I'm saying? Strikes work. And again, it's also really time to strengthen unions. Look, I don't know anybody who's in a union who, man, people in unions are good. They good, man. Like they don't be worried about nothing. They make great money. They got benefits. I mean, the plight against unions is honestly ridiculous. I mean, anything can be corrupt, sure. We don't want corrupt unions. Of course, we don't want corrupt unions. But look, listen, at the end of the day, you know, how can you argue against workers uniting and coming together? Like, no. We want a few people to be able to dictate everything within a multinational company, multinational corporations, McDonald's all over the damn world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just we'll continue to see people come together. Now, what should we do? Trump insiders forced to clean up. Let's see. Mm-mm. Catching up with y'all a little bit. Oh. All right. Trump insiders forced to do cleanup after his latest rambling, incoherent speech. On Friday morning, members of a CNN panel piled on Donald Trump over his speech earlier in the week, where he praised terrorist group Hezbollah as, quote, very smart and trashed Israeli leader Benjamin Netanyahu while his country was fleeing from from an attack from Hamas. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like no matter what your stance is on any of this, Donald Trump is a Republican. Like, bro, like it's like every day he does things that just I want to be in prison. I really want to be in prison. It seems fun. It seems kind of cool. Apparently, subconsciously, that's where he wants to be. I don't know, but let's continue. According to CNN's John Avlon, the former president did serious damage to his re-election prospects, with the panel noting that his allies are busy doing damage control in the wake of his incoherent comments on the growing war in the Middle East. After host Poppy Harlow shared clips of Republicans attacking Trump over his speech, Avlon jumped in and expressed disgust with the former president's remark. Quote, "He cannot help but make it all about himself," he began before adding, "This is another, these rambling, incoherent, unhinged statements from the former president attacking one of our closest allies at a time of maximum pain, blaming the victim, in effect, while praising a terrorist organization who is targeting civilians in Israel." It's the kind of thing that in a rational political world would be a disqualifier. It's self-evidently that you heard the clips of people running for the Republican nomination finally standing up to President Trump or former President Trump and condemning his comments. There's absolutely no moral excuse. Okay, let's just hear what he has to say.
Errol Lewis and CNN senior political analyst and anchor John Avlon. Errol, I want to play some of the comments, or at least one of the comments to our colleague Manu Raju, which I think really captured things. Take a listen.
Now is not the time to be attacking our ally. You're not going to find me throwing verbal grenades at the Israeli leadership.
Psalms 122:6 is very clear. You pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and those who do will prosper. I guess the former president just disagrees with that. I don't know where he's coming from. He's just wrong.
Let's make it clear. He's a fool.
LV, I'm not talking about him being right or wrong. I'm talking about politics. And he is just like, dude, you're a Republican. Like, what are you doing?
He's a fool. Only a fool would make those kind of comments.
That obviously was not about the House Republican Conference. It was about the leading.
Well, we will get to that.
We are going to get to that in a second. But I'll read for you what Austin Scott told Manu Raju. He said, "How does this make you guys look?" And Congressman Scott said, "It makes us look like idiots," which was not an isolated comment.
And it's not wrong. On the other hand, in an odd way, this is the system working in the sense that.
Go on.
Well, I mean, look, they represent the divisions of the country, right? I mean, unless they cross the aisle and work out some kind of stable, centrist governing pattern, which is at odds with the politics of how the House has been run for the last generation at this point, we're not going to move forward.
Yes, blame Newt Gingrich. Newt Gingrich brought all that shit on.
This whole idea of this old, what they call the Hastert rule, that unless you can get a majority of just your conference, no legislation ever sees the light of day. That was never a good idea. It can't work. And now we've seen, sort of proof of concept that it can't work. You can't even get yourself to 218. You can't get yourself to 217. You can't get a Speaker of the House. You can't pass a resolution. You can't pay yourselves, ultimately. You can't even run the country, and they're going to have to figure this out. We've seen it in parliamentary democracies. We're used to it, right? Where they you try and you try and you try again. Can we get a coalition? Can we put people together? They're unable to do it without Democrats. I think that is crystal clear at this point, and they're going to have to figure out how to make it happen.
Look, amen, brother, on the centrist solution, but let's also be real that this is a problem within the Republican Party, right? Nancy Pelosi didn't have a difficult time when she had a similarly narrow margin. And Democrats got a lot done, some of which was bipartisan. This is a problem within the Republican conference, and it predates Kevin McCarthy, as we've discussed. This goes back to Boehner, Ryan, now Scalise, less than 24 hours. And there is no obvious person who can unite. Now they're saying maybe Patrick McHenry, the interim speaker, can do this. Errol's right that ultimately necessity may be the mother of invention. I've got an op-ed that's going to come out later today on CNN that makes the case that, look, ultimately you're going to have to put forward a Republican who can garner some Democratic votes.
But what's the point? What's going on with my man's hair right now? Okay, it didn't look as bad as I thought it did on the side. But I don't see any reason why they should do that. Now, Newsmax is being Newsmax right now. Hold up, what they talking about? Newsmax host celebrates total annihilation of Gaza. It's exactly what they deserve.
Talking about Kim Jong-un, right? The guy who'd like to blow up America if he could. Yeah. And Hamas, we hate them. They are terrorists. They are awful. But look at this video that shows that how do they make all these rockets? We were wondering, how do they get the rockets? They turned water pipes into rockets. They dug up the pipes and they refurbished them into rockets. Now, I hate them. I hate what they're doing. I want them all defeated. But they're an adversary and they're clever. And yeah, they're kind of smart. What's the problem? There is no problem in saying that. You have to recognize certain basic realities, certainly if we're going to beat them, okay?
Oh, but bro, these people, they're such, what a little boy, bro. Like, no, I have to defend everything he says and everything he does, no matter what. Like, you have to, like, what kind of an acknowledgement is that? You know, some things just don't, you know, like, for instance, like, you know, Hitler was smart. Like, do you need to say that? No. And if you were actually facing Hitler, then you wouldn't be like, well, you know, he's smart. Well, yeah, that's the battle plan. Like, that's all we got to know. Like, he's smart. Like that. Like, Donald Trump said nothing. He said nothing. He just said, oh, you know, Hezbollah's, they're smart. They're really smart. Like, okay, what does that mean? You feel me? Like, bruh, like the way these people defend him is ridiculous because I'm not even sitting here like I'm outraged that he said that. But like, he didn't need to say it. Like, why did he say it at all? He's almost 80 years old. Like, he should know better. And they go, you have to know who you're fighting. Like, so all we need to know is they're smart. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
Okay. And Israel right now is doing a fantastic job pounding Gaza night and day. It's exactly what they deserve. Take a look at the, from the ground perspective, what it looks like. I mean, it's kind of hard to believe, though, as this to me looks like total victory, right? Total annihilation. Doesn't work that way. You still have to go in with the ground troops. Listen, talking about Kim Jong.
But yeah, no, again, it's just like, what's even the point? Like, all right, now let's see the full commentary.
As you know, for his recent remarks he made about the war between Israel and Hamas. I want to play some of those remarks for you and our audience right now. Listen to this.
And they said, gee, I hope Hezbollah doesn't attack from the north because that's the most vulnerable spot. I said, wait a minute. You know, Hezbollah is very smart. They're all very smart.
You slammed Trump for these comments, accusing him of praising murderers. Why do you think so many Republicans seem untroubled by Trump's comments?
Yeah, I got said the Israeli forces have entered Gaza. So yeah, next week I'll be talking more about just like what went on and what happened. But yeah, it's ugly over there.
You know, I don't know that that's true. I think there might be a lot of Republicans who are troubled by his comments. But Wolf, let's make it clear. He's a fool. He's a fool. Only a fool would make those kind of comments. Only a fool would give comments that could give aid and comfort to Israel's adversary in this situation. And he always places it in the context of himself. He went on in those comments to talk about his resentment towards Prime Minister Netanyahu because they had a disagreement regarding the actions we took regarding Soleimani. And he says, I still am angry with Netanyahu about that, implying that that's the motivation for his comments. This is someone who cares not about the American people, not about the people of Israel, but he cares about one person and one person only, the person he sees in the mirror when he wakes up in the morning. As a Republican Party, we cannot once again nominate a fool like this to be our nominee and get him anywhere near the presidency of the United States. Desperate times like we see in Ukraine right now, like we see in Israel right now, lets the American people know how important the American presidency is, not just to us, but to the whole world, Wolf. And having a fool like Donald Trump, who would make those comments in the tone that he made them, it's proven to folks that he has no business being president of the United States.
On another issue, before I let
And again, like the more Trump flops around on this, and the more Biden, again, no matter, it doesn't matter how you think or feel about anything going on over there. The more Biden just seems like a wartime president, like that always boosts incumbents' numbers. That always boosts their numbers. And again, especially when it's like Trump's trying to win re-election, like he's so stupid, like he's such an idiot. Like, and it's not even, I'm not even just talking about with this stuff. Like, look at what he does. Look at like what Trump does with the court cases that are going on, getting these gag orders, breaking them. You know, I mean, he's just like, but yeah, no, I'm what I'm curious about is you know, once this kind of generation, this Bill Clinton, Newt Gingrich era of politicians are kind of done because they're sunsetting now. I'm curious to see who all is going to step up to the plate because I think that there's a lot of opportunity for positive change all over the place. Oh, hold on. What he hold on. What's the name? Hold up. What did he say? Oh yeah, I remember when he did that, Jenny. What was the name? Fritz of Friday. Ooh, yes. Yes, that's definitely gonna be the next one. The next one is gonna be Fritz of Friday. Now, a judge was caught on their phone during a toddler's murder trial, sent 500 texts, called dead mom's boy liar, liar. Becoming a judge can't be easy. I mean, how is it? You know what I'm saying? It's like becoming a judge. You didn't put in all this time and work, and she just on her phone in the middle of trial. And apparently, it's she may end up losing her license over it. She just bored. Yeah, so you got that I think that was very easy to avoid. Don't you agree? I think yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying too. Oh yeah, and you're right. You do work in these environments a lot. That's where you spend a lot of your time. But yeah, this will be like, yo, just get off your phone. Just save that for later. Like it's like you put in all that work to be a judge, and now you about to lose your job in the worst way that you possibly could lose it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no, that was pretty callous though. Very callous. All right, so comedian trolls moms for liberty by reading Bible passages at school board meeting.
I'm here today to talk about these woke schools that are failing to educate our children. When I look around this room, I don't see race. I don't even know what race is. So when you say things like slavery is bad, I'm like, bad for who? The Irish? I brought with me today a book that is available to children of all ages in the school's library. This book is filled with overt sexual acts, violence, it celebrates mass killings, and it's being used to indoctrinate our children. I'm going to read you some passages from this book, and you tell me whether or not this book is appropriate for your children. The Lord tried to kill Moses, but Zipporah used a sharpened stone and cut off their son's foreskin and rubbed the bloody ring on Moses' feet, saying, "You are now my bridegroom." This made the Lord leave Moses alone. If a slave owner beats a slave, male or female, with a stick so severely that the slave dies immediately, the slave owner should be punished. However, if the slave survives a day or two, he should get back to work. The slave is the owner's property. The Lord regretted ever creating human beings, and he was sad. So the Lord said, "I will wipe all the human race off the face of the earth. And while I'm at it, I'll kill the livestock and the crawling things too. I'll even kill all the birds in the sky. I wish I'd never created any of them in the first place." Now, do you think a child should be reading this book full of sexual violence and genocide? Books don't belong here at all. Ban this book, and let's focus on science, math, and raising administrators' pay. Thank you.
I mean, how can you argue with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, right? They don't even get what he's doing. They don't even understand what he's doing. Like, how can you really argue with that? You know, that was that was good. That was definitely great. Because yeah, I mean, the Bible is a book made up of many books. That's what the Bible is. The Bible is many books put together into one. And I mean, the Bible is filled with parables. It's filled with different kinds of. There are some there are a variety of real historical accounts in the Bible in terms of just like the lay of the land during much of the time when the Roman Empire was expansive, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, my bad. But you know, stuff like that. Um, it's a book of laws, you know, like different types of Hebrew laws that were in place at the time and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff going on in the Bible. Okay, so apparently Ron DeSantis just lost in the appeals court for his drag ban. So let's see what's up. But yeah, like there's like there's so many things in the Bible. Like it's not like it's not just some straightforward book. There's so much going on in it. Hmm. All right, let's check out Ron DeSantis losing in the appeals court. Ron DeSantis humiliated as appeals court rules against his drag ban. The administration of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis suffered a humiliating defeat on Wednesday when the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals voted 2-1 to refuse his request to let his state's infamous drag ban go into effect while a case against it proceeds. As a result, drag remains legal in the state. The drag themed restaurant chain Hamburger Mary's challenged the law in court, saying that it harmed their business and violated their free speech rights. Right. Hey, you know, think about that too. It's like, you know, how much business do a lot of these establishments get? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much business do a lot of these places end up getting on drag nights, especially if it's like some type of a tradition? Like, you know, maybe if it's like Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, who cares what day it is? If it's something that's traditional, then it's something that brings stimulation to the economy. So really, you hurting the economy when you ban drag shows. I mean, you are like, because again, who cares? It's not like they're on every. If you really, really are against it, like you just don't want to see a drag show, it's quite easy to not see them because it's not like they're everywhere to begin with. If you don't Google it, which maybe you're spending a lot of time Googling stuff like that, if you're not Googling it, you're probably not gonna see it. You probably just not, unless you know exactly where to go. So it's, you know, stop fucking up business. You're ruining the economy in your state in many different ways. In late July, District Judge Gregory Presnell agreed. He placed a temporary statewide injunction against the ban and then allowed his injunction to remain in place, even though DeSantis' lawyers argued that doing so would cause Florida irreparable harm. State officials appealed Presnell's decision, asking for a partial injunction so that the law could go into effect. They argued that the injunction sweeps beyond Hamburger Mary's to non-parties who may wish to expose children to live obscene performances in violation of the statute. The officials' reasoning was dishonest, however, since Florida already has laws in place to protect children from viewing live obscene performances. And again, it's like I mean, look, if it's in a book, it's so stupid because it's imaginary. It's all imaginary. You know what I'm saying? Like who's really I mean, yeah, there you know, I've seen a few things on TV that like maybe Fox will play or something. But come on, let's be serious. How many people how many people are taking children to drag shows. Like, how many people are really doing that anyway? Because if it's an evening show, you probably don't. Who wants a kid to be there? You trying to drink and have a good time? I want no damn kid with me at the bar. I want to bring no damn kid with me to the club or to the tavern or whatever it is that you frequent. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody doing this. No one is doing this. Like, it's so stupid. In its decision, the court wrote, quote, there is a potential for extraordinary harm and a serious chill upon protected speech. Other cases where a law has been found to be overboard in violation of the First Amendment, we have affirmed injunctions preventing enforcement of a law or ordinance against non-parties as well as parties. Yeah, I mean, because again, it's just stupid. Like you really are directly interfering with people's rights just to generally express themselves. Will, you too loud, bro. All right, let's see what's up. Now we got Donald Trump issues damage control.
No better friend or ally of Israel.
He's trading pot shots for white doves. After days of scorn aimed at Israel, and particularly Prime Minister Netanyahu, former President Donald Trump wants to show he's a loyal friend to the country and can assure the world will be safe again if he is reelected in 2024. Quote,
There is no better friend or ally of Israel than President Donald J. Trump.
nah, man, see, look, if there's one thing that you cannot do, if there's one thing, exactly, Fritza, exactly. That's why I'm saying, like, who the hell wants to bring a child to the bar? Nobody. Ain't nobody doing that. But yeah, nah, look, listen, if there's one thing that you cannot do, it is insult Israel. You can't do it. I mean, you can, but again, he's a Republican. So that makes it even more difficult to do it. And the way that he did it, it wasn't even it's not, it's not even substantive. It's just,
well, he didn't give me credit.
like, so he's just he's just a disaster. He then summed up some of the successes in his administration achieved in the tempestuous Middle East region while he was commander in chief. Okay. Yep, he said that very little.
Under my leadership, the United States stood in complete solidarity with Israel, and as a result, Israel was safe, America was safe, and for the first time in decades, we made historic strides for peace in the Middle East.
The ex-president wrote,
as an example,
he didn't write this. This is way too, he did not write, he really didn't write this. As an example, that's not Donald Trump.
As an example, all of the experts said that the Abraham Accords couldn't be done, but we got them done, and were able to set the Middle East in a new and positive direction.
The sobering tone comes in striking contrast to the slights he's espoused since Hamas and Israel engaged in a bloody conflict. But on Wednesday night at a rally in West Palm Beach, Florida, the 45th president knocked Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over the 2020 mission that took out Soleimani, who at the time was the head of Iran's Quds forces. Quote,
Israel was going to do this with us, and it was being planned and worked on for months,
the president said to his supporters.
We had everything all set to go, and the night before it happened, I got a call that Israel will not be participating in this attack.
The reversal had Trump feeling double-crossed when he said that he could, quote, never forget that Bibi Netanyahu let us down. He then offered his advice.
They got to straighten it out because they're fighting potentially a very big force. They're going to have to step up their game.
The fallout was immediate. Israel's communications minister expressed discontent with Trump because man, bro, Donald Trump's like, what can I do today to make it less possible for me to become president over a year from now? Like, he's just so stupid. Hey, but I ain't complaining because we don't need the man in office now, do we? He really is his own worst enemy. We don't need him in office. I'd rather have someone, if we could have somebody, I'd love to have a very progressive president, but I sure don't want no damn Donald Trump. Fuck all of that. Hold on, what did he say? Now this he probably did say. When I was president, and exclusively because of me, only because of me, exclusively, Iran was broke and wanting to make a deal. No wonder the world is in absolute chaos because, Donald Trump isn't in office. He's so ridiculous. Donald Trump. He's just, God, he's such, oh my God. I don't even have words for him, man. Whew. Well, we had a wonderful Friday stream. We ran through that one. Sometime, actually, we had more stories than we often do on Fridays. But thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I will be on the power panel this evening. I'll be on the power panel for hour 2. Check me out. I don't know who I'll be on with yet, but I'll find out later. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta order some groceries. I gotta wash my clothes today too. I gotta go to the laundromat. I'm finna do that soon. I gotta go to the laundromat this afternoon. Yeah. We gonna take this last hit together. I hope y'all have a fantastic weekend, man. Y'all got any fun plans? What you got going on? Oh, well, Fritza, you have a fantastic rehearsal this evening. I hope that you truly enjoy it. All right. Cheers to everybody. PD, I ain't even mad at you. Go ahead and do what you got to do. You know what I mean? You got to keep yourself regulated. You know what I'm saying? Cheers to all y'all, man. I love and appreciate you. I really do. That was rather significant. I love you, Fritza. I love all y'all, man. Oh, Jenny, we both got laundry and housework to do. Well, y'all have a fantastic afternoon. If I can catch y'all this evening on the power panel, I look forward to it. And other than that, I will see you on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll be posting in the members section throughout the weekend. And we got the first newsletter on Sunday. Y'all be blessed.